If you're a landscaping business running ads and you feel like you're not getting the return that you should be, this video is going to be for you. See, most landscaping advertising doesn't fail because the ads don't work. It fails because the business is advertising the wrong jobs into systems that are not built to convert. Now, my name's Charles and I run Become the Authority. We build and install what's called the job flow system. And that's a marketing and follow-up operating system we use for landscaping companies. And when implemented correctly, we typically see anywhere from 30 to 50% annual growth with no additional ad spend. And that's not because we run better ads, but because we run ads that are finally supported by the right job focus and the right systems. See, what usually happens with people who are advertising online for landscaping businesses is they run ads for things like landscaping services or lawn care. And that's gonna bring in leads, right? But a lot of those leads are gonna be price shoppers, or it's gonna be one-off, low-margin work. And some will just never respond, period. And that leads the owner to say, hey, these leads are bad. But really, that's not the problem. The real problem is that the advertising is unfocused and the back end wasn't designed to convert what did come in. Advertising is there to create demand, and systems determine whether that demand turns into revenue. And the first reason landscaping advertising fails is because of the job selection. See, we notice that a lot of ads are used to chase low margin one-time jobs, and the math is ultimately going to be stacked against you. You need a lot of volume to win. Margins are thin. One missed call or delay or on follow-up is just gonna wipe out all your profitability. See, and that's not an ads issue, that's a strategy issue. And that's why we focus paid advertising on two categories only as it relates to services, right? So the first service we focus on is recurring maintenance contracts. We know maintenance contracts are great because they can create predictable and repeatable revenue. When you land that maintenance contract, that revenue starts to come in every single month consistently, and that allows your cash flow to stabilize. And with that, you can now reinvest a consistent percentage right back into marketing without having a bunch of guesswork. And the advertising ultimately works better when the business itself has that predictable cash flow. Okay, so maintenance contracts. The second category is high ticket hardscaping projects. So think things like patios, retaining walls, drainage solutions, outdoor fountains, walkways, those sorts of things, right? These jobs work with advertising because the math just makes sense. $500 in ad spend can very easily turn into $2,500 to $5,000 plus in booked work. You need fewer jobs to be profitable on your advertising, and the ads don't have to be perfect to work. Most landscaping ads do not fail, they're just selling the wrong type of work and they're attracting the wrong types of customers. The second reason landscaping advertising fails is because of slow or inconsistent follow-up. See, homeowners aren't really trying to wait for you. If they fill out a form or call 2 or 3 companies, they're going to go with whoever responds clearly and confidently first. And if the response is slow, the ad is already going to be a losing ad. It's why we don't separate advertising from systems. We have to put it all together. Every lead has to be captured immediately, responded to immediately, and then followed up with consistently until they convert. Advertising without follow-up systems doesn't necessarily fail loudly, but it does fail quietly. It just leaves the owner feeling like we're getting leads, but the ads just aren't working, okay? Now, the third reason advertising underperforms is because there's a lack of trust being built up. See, most decisions aren't going to happen on the first click. People are gonna look you up. They're gonna check your reviews. They're gonna see if you show up again. And if they don't see you twice or 3 times while they're scrolling around on social media or looking around on Google, then they're likely going to work with someone else. And that's why retargeting and visibility is so important. It's not about chasing people, it's about reinforcing trust while the decision is being made. And when your advertising is focused on the right types of jobs and supported by real follow-up and conversion systems, you start to see real results, and that's the part most people miss. Advertising doesn't fail because it's not generating leads. It fails because the business and its internal systems aren't designed to convert and monetize those leads efficiently. So when you combine advertising for recurring maintenance projects, high ticket projects, and then combine it with follow-up systems that are built to convert, you start to see something change in your business. It becomes predictable. Your cash flow stabilizes. You start to be able to see where you can scale because now your business is predictable. You understand how much demand is coming in, how much demand you need to make money, and what you can reinvest in order to generate more jobs. The question is whether the right jobs were advertised into the right systems. If you want to understand why your past advertising was underperforming and what you would need to change for it to work properly, I want you to click the link down in the description and book a job flow systems teardown. And on that call, we can look at your ads, we can look at the leads that you've been generating, how you communicate with them, how you follow up with them, and we'll show you what an automated job flow system would look like inside of your business. And if it makes sense, we'll talk about getting started. But even if it doesn't, you can walk away with clarity on what you need to do to tighten up your advertising as well as tighten up your conversion so that you can start to scale predictably. So we'll see you on the next one. I've been Charles. Take it easy.